All right, welcome to the newest episode of the REKTless Roundtable. I'm back with Robert again, as always.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, how are things been this week, man?
School, classes, doing Japanese stuff.
Nice.
Japanese is always fun. Got it on the mind.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Not too bad. Yeah, I've been trapped by mobile games this whole past week. I haven't been able to play any regular goddamn games because of mobile games, man. I got into Grand Blue Fantasy, and that was a mistake.
I did start playing again because, as you know, all of my save data, when I crushed my phone in the car door,
yeah, that was
all
the thing.
of my save data was from Fate Go was obviously is gone, so I had to start over. And I just recently started over and got past that god-awful hour-long tutorial. So
every time I keep reminding him, I should have told him earlier, man. He could have. I don't want you to go into it if you're not feeling it right, because it's that perfect quote where someone's looking at someone passing him by and it's like, hey man, that's hell you're walking into, and the guy just keeps walking. It's like
yeah.
It's like that's how Fate Go is. God damn, dude, it's a commitment, dude.
But we might get Ilya.
That's true.
And Ilya's mom is coming up.
That is your goal.
Nah, Ilya is best girl.
So that's the motivation.
There was
to get
that one line in Carnival Phantasm, which I don't need a route because everybody loves me anyway. I was like, yeah. I mean, she's kind of got a point.
Any new animes you've been watching or anything of note?
No, not really. I've been looking forward to One Punch Man Season 2. New studio. I don't remember the studio that's picking it up. It's not Bones. It's a new studio.
I'm still waiting for that new Fate anime, Apocrypha, to come out. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be exclusive to Netflix, but that means who knows when that's going to come out.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to put it out there right now. I've said, dude, don't go into it if you don't want to. It's just leave well enough alone. But you wanna give Sword Art a chance as much as you said you don't like it. And it's like, just leave it alone. You don't like it, but you're gonna give it a chance. I'm like, all right, this is gonna go bad.
I gotta be missing something. There's gotta be something that I'm missing.
Hey man, it's not for you. You can just leave it at that.
Even then, I can recognize that. I don't feel like this is a taste thing. I feel like there's got to be something that's there that I'm just not seeing. So I said, yeah, I'll watch it at your place. I'm not going to spend my own time watching it, but if you happen to have it on while I'm here, well, there's nothing I can do about that.
I think I'm going to go 2 episodes at a time, because we're just going to watch the first arc anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah, I've heard
2 episodes at a time, it seems like enough where it wouldn't start to piss you off.
I've heard some things about, later arcs.
I think I'm dubbed so you don't have to stare at it all day.
Please.
Yes, dubbed, because
it's
easy as I can make it for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with subbed anymore, but in this case, just, yeah, dubbed. I want to pay close attention to choreography and camera work so that I know exactly what I'm going to be bitching about when it's all done.
Right. Oh, man. That's it for anime. Of course, I haven't been able to get into any games because of goddamn mobile games. Speaking of Grand Blue Fantasy, that is Fate Go on steroids because of the drop rates are as low as you can possibly get them without being criminal.
That's how they do gacha games, though.
Yeah, but that's the most popular Japanese gacha game.
Really?
Yes. I had to set up an account because I realized, because here's the thing, you can't download in the US.
Really?
I have to go through the browser and find a site that just has the APKs and basically install it from there. And every time there's an update, I have to go back to the same website and they have the APK updated.
Oh, so you have
to keep re-downloading.
Well, how do you play if it's in Japanese?
Here's the thing. Funny thing about it, it's fully translated in English. The whole game's been localized. They just never bothered to release it. You know how they released it? Is you can play it on your browser through Google Chrome.
Kind of like Sin and Punishment originally.
I suppose so.
It's a Nintendo 64 game, completely done. All the voice acting was done in English. Everything was done in English except for the text, and they just never released it, except for recently. Yeah, but relatively recently.
Here's the thing: they expect you. Oh, you want to play this phone game that we've completely localized? play it on your Google Chrome browser. That's the only way you can play it in English.
Ugh.
And I said, fuck that. Because it won't let you install it, It says not available in your country. So I did that. I installed the APK and just set it to English.
Wow.
Here's the tricky part, because it's like, I just realized, I might get a new phone later on. How do I keep my save? You have to make a Mobage account, which is all in Japanese. But Google, since it's on a browser, you can just Google Translate everything.
Yeah.
So I'm figuring out what's going wrong with it, and you have to register with your email and everything. I didn't realize way back when I'd already made a Mobage account with my email that I mainly use. So I've been using the channel email for that one.
Ugh.
Because if I log in with my regular email, it'll delete my save.
Really?
It has it on a guest account, and it says, "Oh, upgrade to a regular account." It's like, use your email. Oh, put my email. That email's been used already. I'm like, fuck. I made an account a long time ago.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
So now you got two separate emails with two separate accounts, and it's your main email that you would have signed up for doesn't work. It doesn't work because you can't use it now.
No. And here's the one thing. I just got to get this out here because it's been frustrating me to hell. You use crystals to summon shit, whatever.
Yeah.
They had a promotion. It's a little email that they give you on your little notifications. It's like, oh, you can get 1,000 of whatever to summon the super rare character. Just register. You just finish your registration. I'm like, okay, what else do I need? Or register your phone. All right, phone number. No, that phone number doesn't work. I'm like, why not? And you need to have a Japanese phone number.
Ooh.
And I saw a tutorial for how to do it, and there's a way to do it. It was going to cost you $60. Because you got to make this Linksmate account for Japan, which is a SIM card they give you to use, and it gives you a phone number.
It's a lot of hoops to jump through for one game.
For a character. Sick. They showed it because there's a termination fee, because it's like, I'm not going to use it because I'm not in Japan. So I'm going to use it for a month, cancel it, and then get my character. But it's like, there's a cancellation fee of $30. 30,000 yen. Or 3,000.
3,000, yeah.
So that's been my life. Just a bunch of mobile games screwing me over. I stopped playing the Dissidia one because it's like, fuck, I can't juggle all this.
You got to be careful with them imports.
Yeah.
Especially now in this day and age when everything's connected to the internet, but everything is still like region locked. You got to be careful with those imports.
True.
Because they can suck your life out, and then when you're not able, like when it's time for you to upgrade your hardware, like what you're talking about, all that time that you just put into it, gone.
Yeah.
With no way. You probably could root your phone. But again,
really don't want to go through
you'd have to root the new phone too, and I rooted.
How did your phone go for a fake
I
go?
unrooted it.
It wouldn't let you do it, right?
No. There are workarounds.
But it was too much of a hassle.
Just so much of a hassle, and rooting it. I mean, for unless you really have like a grand plan in mind,
it's not worth
for
the
like
effort.
one little thing. It's just not worth the effort.
Got
unless you like really have like developer not like how to do that kind of stuff, and you're like, oh, the original firmware is just shite. It's just not worth it. There's so much hassle to just run regular programs on a rooted phone.
It's so weird. I still from time to time think about what if I buy that screen for Robert's phone and have him restore his old account.
What screen?
For your old phone that got broken?
Oh, the whole phone broke. Like the circuit board broke too.
But I thought the main thing was you needed a new screen.
So we thought.
Oh, it got worse.
No, it was worse than we originally thought it was.
So the data's gone either way.
Yeah, pretty much.
So even if you got it working, that data's erased.
Well, also my new phone, my current phone, is linked to my email account, my Google account, and it is linked to my FateGo account.
Oh, that's not how FateGo works.
Well,
to save, you have to make that's the reason why we couldn't restore it in the first place. Is you had to make this password that basically lets you continue from where you were, and we never thought to make that.
Yeah,
I made it and I wrote it down and I put it somewhere safe just in case for mine.
Yeah, I need to. I mean, same thing happened to me to Puzzles and Dragons. I was into that for a hot minute, and
same thing.
Isn't
that ridiculous? Why can't you just tie it to your email or to your Google Play account or whatever?
Yeah.
It's so
especially
backwards.
since like all your other data is tied to your Gmail account.
right.
So like like your contacts and even your text messages,
And
everything.
I'm not saying give Google everything, but I mean it's so convenient.
It is really convenient,
Which is how they get you, I bet, eventually in
well,
the future.
I mean, someday, but right now, Google isn't Skynet just yet. So right now, for this moment in time, I'm comfortable with sacrificing a little bit of privacy for convenience sake.
Right.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Privacy for convenience.
It is what it is at the end of the day. And sometimes it's not even, most people just volunteer their fucking privacy nowadays.
Right, because Google just says, hey, give us your things, and everybody's like, okay, and nobody even second guesses it.
All right. I was trying to make this shorter, but it's like, oh, okay.
We're already 10 minutes in.
10 minutes in. Well, that's a good way to start. So let's move on to the news of the week.
What is this?
All right, let's see.
Ooh.
Anything you want to talk about from this list? We write everything in the list just in case, so we don't get off track.
Yeah. Well,
Any of these other extra topics you want to talk about before we get
let's
into the meat of
see.
it?
There's Yuji Naka at Square.
Oh yeah, that's right. That did happen recently.
It did happen at Square.
Didn't he have his own company?
Yeah. Well, it's a
happened with
publishing
that?
company. Prope. I think that's what it's called. And they put out a couple of games that nobody played.
Ooh.
And no, I mean, Yuji Naka is only known really within the Sonic community. Kind of like how Keiji Inafune is only really well known within the people that like know Mega Man in general. Anyway,
Sure.
uh,
Yeah. Poor father of Mighty the Armadillo. Yeah. It's the only thing he actually owns, isn't it?
I don't know if he even owns it.
Oh, does he not?
Don't quote. I'm not saying he doesn't. I just said I don't know who owns Mighty right now.
Does anyone care?
That's cool.
I'm
That's
sorry.
wrong, man.
Eh.
That's like asking if anybody cares about Bomb and Heavy. Because I mean, no, nobody cares. But no, I don't know why he's going to Square.
It's weird.
But it's I mean, because again, outside of Sega, he really didn't do anything worth note. He just was really quiet for a while, and they released a couple of games that were like kind of shovelware kind of games. They weren't
I
bad.
heard good things about Ivy the Kiwi.
Yeah, no, I mean, they weren't bad. They were just, dime a dozen of the exact same kind of games all over the place.
Oh, apparently Hyrule Warriors is coming out for the Switch, and you're really excited about that.
Because I bought all the DLC on the Wii U version.
Doesn't that kind of burn you,
Well,
though?
no, I didn't buy all the DLC. Like, once the 3DS version came out, like, I didn't get that stuff. The DLC that I bought the season pass.
Yeah.
And I did play through all of the content that was included on there, and eventually I got burnt out on the game, and like I sold my Wii U.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not even a Musou fan, but I'm such a big Zelda fan,
Right.
that I'll play anything if you put Link's face on it.
Oh, man.
What else we got?
Moving on. So apparently, they finally put trailers out for the new Han Solo movie. That's some old news, but...
It's old news, but we never got to it. So.
Yeah. How did you feel? Because a lot of people are, like, really not feeling it. And I'm like, it looks fine.
It's okay.
I mean, he sounds off, but whatever. You can't make
He's
another
supposed to be
Harrison
young.
Ford.
Harrison Ford is old.
Yeah.
He was old enough. He was a straight up adult when in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
So like you can't get a young Harrison Ford like before Star Wars or before Raiders of the Lost Ark. He didn't exist. Like he just came into existence like spontaneously, like the Big Bang one day, like as George Lucas was looking for guys to play these characters.
Also, but still, do we really need an origin story for every character? Was this something you were asking for? Because
I don't know about all that. I mean, Rogue One was really cool.
Yeah, I loved Rogue One.
Rogue One was a great movie, even though it wasn't a numbered title. And I think they're starting to play with the idea that they can make good movies that are not about the main...
It's world building.
World building. That's exactly what it is. Han Solo, even still, is still kind of like, because of the new series, he's still kind of topical. his character because of the ties that his character has with Kylo Ren. So and because of his, his role and how his character what happened to his character in episode 7.
Yeah.
So he's still relevant, even though he's no longer around. I don't guess that's a spoiler anymore because
that was a while back.
That was a while back. That's the most recent one. The most recent one doesn't even have him. So like.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's weird to see the Millennium Falcon not look all dirty as fuck. It looks shiny and new. It's so odd.
I had reservations about Rogue One before it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I had reservations about Episode 7 before it came out. And I love both of those movies. I'm willing to give
the
Solo movie. I didn't hate 8.
It had some issues.
I'm really hoping that it serves as a bridge for 9 and not as an indicator for how 9 will turn out. As a bridge to 9, it's okay. It's not bad. Hopefully 9 is really good.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it turns out. I'm sure the guy will do fine. I mean, that's mostly what people are upset about is that he doesn't seem like Han Solo, but you can't make another Harrison Ford, man.
Well, and again, the first time we ever see Han Solo in canon, in Episode 4, he was already a veteran smuggler.
Yeah.
He'd been doing it for years. So we never see him starting out. We don't know what kind of guy he was when he was just starting out when he was
Everyone
a kid.
starts somewhere.
Everybody starts somewhere.
Alrighty.
What else we got?
The Switch Online service is finally going to come out about in September. It's going to cost roughly around $20 for a year.
Down for that.
Well, I haven't shown much, man. All I know is they're gonna have that free whatever, like a Netflix style thing for their NES and Super Nintendo games, which that's almost worth it right there for me.
Yeah,
you just play whenever you want as long as you have a subscription. That's awesome.
A $20 a year subscription,
access
to all of their virtual console games,
right?
Or at least the ones that are. I mean, and I've talked shit about streaming before, like streaming games when they're 8 gigabyte. Full feature AAA modern games.
But even then, it's not streaming. It's you download them, and it's like PlayStation Plus, like where you get to keep it as long as you have a subscription.
But PlayStation Now?
No, it's not that.
That's that's what I'm saying. PlayStation Now is streaming those big ass games.
Yeah.
If this is a streaming service for these megabyte sized games,
then it should be lightning fast.
It should be lightning fast, and it won't even put a dent in your internet service. You could be using dial-up, and you would actually get them in just a minute or two. So this should be no problem.
I hope it's download style where you just download it and have it on your system.
Honestly, I don't really care. For $20 a year, that's less than $2 a month.
That makes it worth it right there.
That makes it worth it right there.
I just don't know what else they're outlining. I mean, I know it's going to be locking multiplayer, but I love Nintendo, but I don't play much Nintendo multiplayer online because it's just, I don't know.
Well, hold up.
What's up?
There's a game that I'm going to be playing online on the Switch multiplayer.
Switch multiplayer? What would that be?
That would be Smash Brothers.
Oh, yeah, we saw that.
I would prefer that it's a port. I don't know. I haven't gotten a feel for how most people feel about that. From what little bit I've heard, it's about 50-50. But I would prefer if Smash 4 is just a platform moving forward.
Just keep adding more characters.
Just keep adding, because the engine as it is pretty much perfect. I mean, you're
going
to have
to Melee players.
Yeah, I was just about to say you're going to have Melee players coming out and saying throwing a fit about that. But whatever. Melee was fun. It is not. Fox only, Final Destination, no items. Fuck you.
We were past that.
So for what it is, I really, really like the idea of Smash just being a platform and not getting sequel after sequel. Just getting new content added at this point, because, there's not really much in terms of features that can be added.
True, and where do you go from here, honestly?
Just more content at this point.
Better graphics, but it's always been 60, so 60 frames per second. So it's always been smooth.
It's been pretty well. It depends. I think I don't remember what it was that I heard. But one of the games, either the Wii U or the 3DS game, one of them has like character models that run at 60 frames a second, and the background elements run at 30.
Yes, that was the 3DS version.
That was the 3DS version. And I don't have a problem with that either. I don't really. I mean, it was a little weird to look at.
Yeah.
The frame rate dissonance, but I don't really have a problem with that. The Switch is powerful enough that it shouldn't have a problem with just everything running at 60.
What do you think of? They might meld the two together to become the Switch version. Add the stuff from the 3DS version into the Wii U version, and that'll be the Switch version.
I would love that. That's part of the reason, because the Switch version had some really cool stages. Really cool stages.
Oh yeah, they all. I forgot about it. They had version exclusive stages and modes as well.
Yeah, the Smash Run.
I like that when I played it.
Was so fun, and Smash Tour is so garbage.
Right.
And I played the hell out of Smash Run, and it's really the only reason I kept the 3DS version once the Wii U version came out.
Right.
Because there's really no reason to hold on. I mean, unless you just prefer handhelds to begin with.
Yeah.
There's technically speaking, the Wii U version is the superior version in terms of what it can handle and processing power and how pretty it looks and all that.
Yeah.
For me, there was really no reason to hold on to the 3DS version, but I did anyway because Smash Run was so damn fun. I would love to see that put on the Switch. Along with all the stages, along with all the stuff that was only on the 3DS version, so on and so forth. Yeah.
It's just seems like the perfect place for these games to get a second life.
Well, the netcode on it, like, it was still kind of laggy.
Oh,
because the Wii U in general, like, it was not much better than the Wii in terms of like what it could do online. I'm really hoping that the Switch is a step in the right direction, but not many online experiences have come out for it yet. But I'm really hoping. I mean, all I've ever wanted was Smash Online.
Yeah.
Real online, not lag fest, dropping attacks 3 whole seconds after you put the input in. None of that.
Well, hopefully the Switch Online service will actually do its job and help that, Because if you're paying, I hope it goes into making a better online experience,
Well, that's the idea of paying for an online service.
Exactly.
That's the whole point of it. Like, I'm willing to pay you for a service that you've been providing for free if it's a better service than what you've been providing for free.
Exactly. And it's really uplifting to see these games that were trapped on Wii U. I mean, I know that's harsh to say, but it is what it is.
The Switch has already outsold the Wii U.
Yes.
And
lifetime sales. Just
lapsed it.
Like
just lapsed it in the first couple of years. Or the first year. It's only been about a year.
March. It's not even a year. March is
even a full year.
Something. I don't know.
The Wii U was out for what, like 5 years?
Yep.
So, and add to that, the Switch's low unit amounts.
Those manufacturing issues.
Manufacturing issues and stuff like that. What am I trying to say? Demand.
Supply.
Thank you. The extremely low supply of units, despite that, it's still, before even the first year is over, has outsold the Wii U.
Or just, at least once you go all in, man.
Well, there's nothing on the Wii U other than Smash. And the HD Zelda games,
which also I hope come to Switch eventually. You're saying hopefully the Majora's Mask and
so the Greco, I think is what the company's called. That
developed
ported that ported Ocarina and Majora's Mask to the 3DS. Real quick, because this will only take a few seconds to mention.
Go for it.
They recently put out a hiring ad, and the wording of the advertisement says, I think I'm getting as close. I'm trying to quote it as close as I can remember because it's not up anymore. But it said, would you like to make a Legend 2? As in the number 2. They had the numeral 2. Legend 2. Everybody jumped on that and said, okay, they're going to be doing another Zelda. Okay. The rumors started flooding in, and they were saying they want people who are comfortable with the Switch. So then they quickly changed it. I don't know what it says now, but it doesn't even mention the word Legend or the number 2. But people are saying maybe, because no solid information's out.
Left Swerve, Legend of Dragoon 2.
No, because that was Sony.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
But that would be... I would buy that. Legend of Dragoon 2.
It's such an underrated game. I love that game.
Yeah. So what everybody's thinking is it's either going to be a port of a different Zelda game, just another Zelda port, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Or it will be ports of the 3DS versions of Ocarina and Majora onto the Switch. Now, if that's I'm really hoping for that last one, for the latter. I want the pretty polygons and new animations and a little bit of new content in Majora's Mask. I want all of that on my big screen TV. I want it so bad.
And this is the perfect of both worlds because we're both at odds with that. I'm like, I want it on the go. And it's like, well, Switch can do both.
Bigger screen for you anyway. It's a bigger screen on the go. And it just higher resolution, 720. I don't know what the 3DS was.
Not even 480. I think it was 240.
Yeah. It was a small resolution for what it was. I mean, you lose the 3D functionality, but
who cares?
I mean, 3D was fun and it was a neat gimmick for the 3DS.
But did you honestly use it
I did
all
a little
time?
bit.
Really?
Just a little bit.
On what?
On Zelda.
Oh.
But, I mean, it's the reason that I got the XL.
Yeah, but it only started working with the XL and with the new 3DS. That's when it finally came into its own. And that was a little too late for me. It's like, I'm over the 3D at that point.
I mean, I still like the 3D, not just for 3DS, but in general. I do like 3D gaming. Mm-hmm. But I don't have a 3D setup. The 3DS is the only device that I have that can, do 3D right now. And
I heard those Sony 3D TVs were getting pretty cheap because nobody fucking wants them.
Of course. I'm saving up for 4K, though.
True. Curved 4K.
No, not curved. I decided against the curved.
Really? You were so adamant about
that?
No,
I wasn't. I was just thinking about it. But then I was like, nah, it's just a gimmick. Like, it does look better if you're standing right in front of it. Mm-hmm. If you are sitting right in front of it, it looks good. But it does it does cause a little bit of warping of the image. I mean, pixel to pixel, it's the same. It's just curved.
Yeah.
But the image is made to be put on a flat screen, and it doesn't necessarily translate well all the time. On top of that, I'm going to put it in a point in my room where I could be anywhere in the room, and I don't want to have to just sit in front of it all the time. Yeah. I want to be able to put it anywhere. So I decided against the curve. But still 4K.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of porting and stuff like that, I'm glad to know that the Mega Man Legacy Collection, it's not coming out as two separate things on Switch. It's coming out Mega Man Legacy Collection 1+2 on Switch. That's another thing that I found out earlier, and I'm like really happy about that. You don't have to buy two things. You just buy the one thing and you're fine. What's that face, man? I love Mega Man.
I'm glad that they're making Mega Man 11.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they have decided...
The X Collection is also coming out for
the
Switch.
X Collection is going to be neat. Okay, sure. I'm glad that they're making Mega Man 11, and I'm glad... Mega Man 9 and 10 doing the old NES graphics were good. 11 should not be doing that, and I'm glad that it's not.
Okay.
I'm glad that they cashed in on the nostalgia while it was appropriate, and it was appropriate. People were asking for it. I'm glad they cashed in on the nostalgia while it was appropriate, and then dropped it once it became old again. Mm-hmm. They handled that very well. They handled Mega Man. Well, no, they've been handling Mega Man awful lately. Yeah. But in terms of specifically 9, 10, and now 11, they're handling it very well in terms of presentation.
I see it as an opportunistic thing where it's like they waited for Mighty Number 9 to fail, and then they're like, "Hey, remember this?"
Maybe, and
I think that's their strategy. Honestly, that's
a valid strategy.
And just wait for him to. It was sad. Wait for Inafune to fall flat on his face.
A little sneaky, but you know what? He did it to himself.
Yeah, he was kind of.
It's not like
he left Capcom. On bad terms.
He left on bad terms, and then the way he handled Mighty Number 9 in general was all his fault.
Yeah. At least he admitted to that. He says that's my bad.
Yeah. So but I mean. For Capcom to capitalize on that is totally the ball is in their court, and they did it pretty well. I don't have a fault with how they're handling Mega Man right now. Well, okay, again, they're handling Mega Man awful, but I don't have a fault with the fact that they're at least handling Mega Man.
They finally started talking about it.
They finally are mentioning it again. I'm still waiting for Legends 3. Big Legends fanboy.
Hey man, Inafune's working on that Legends ripoff.
I don't know if I trust him anymore.
It's fun.
I didn't even play Gunvolt.
He made that. Gunvolt's a good game. Don't put that.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I didn't play it because Mighty Number 9.
I will buy you Gunvolt 1 and 2 for Switch.
Buy me Gunvolt 1 and 2 for Switch.
I will do that because those are good games.
I'll play it for free, but I don't trust him enough to. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, that was. He made the Kickstarter for his Legends ripoff right before his Mighty Number 9 thing even ended its Kickstarter campaign, which is like, that's some shady shit, man.
Yeah, I don't know about shady, but it does send the message of cockiness.
It is when it failed and says, oh, don't worry, we had someone lined up anyway to give us money already. So it's like, the fuck did you do this for then?
Yeah, it handled Shenmue 3 much better. He just straight out said, hey.
How's that progressing, by the way? I think it's good going.
It's almost done.
Okay.
So it's coming out. It's, well, from what little I've heard, because I haven't really been keeping up with it personally, but every now and then I go back and check, and it's like, yeah, it's not doing bad. It's still due this year.
Oh, this year?
This year.
Really?
Or that's what I've been hearing. But anyway, back to Mega Man and the collections. In general, I want to just put the Mega Man old Mega Man games up on Steam, or just put them up on like the library of the console that you're going to put them up on. Don't keep releasing collections over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, if they're like updated, like Mega Man Powered Up, I'm down for that. But if they're just the same 8-bit games for the 20th time as another collection, I don't like the way they're handling Mega Man.
But you're fine with the X one because it's not as often.
I'm fine with the X one because we've gotten X collections before.
Once on the PlayStation 2 and GameCube generation. That was a while back.
That was a while back, and okay, if we really do have to play the X games again, because again they're good games, if we really do got to play them again, I guess a collection now is. I'm
still stuck in X6. Remember way back when we were.
No, X6 is good. X5 is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
God help you if you only ever played 7 or 8. I want Mega Man X9.
X8 I heard was a good game.
I heard it was better than 7.
Okay.
For what that's worth. That's not very hard.
I guess so, but
it is not as good as any of the other ones.
Yeah, remember Maverick Hunter X for the PSP?
Yeah.
That's what
another good example of Powered Up.
But that's what 8 is basically like, so I'm like, that seems fine. We'll take a look at it later.
I want them to revisit the old school Mega Man X, Mega Man Zero type gameplay.
They got Gunvolt for that.
I mean, that's not theirs though. I want Mega Man. Put up ZX3.
Yeah,
I will buy that.
They left that shit on a cliffhanger.
That's okay. I will buy that. I will buy Mega Man ZX Part 3.
That hinges on whether 11 is successful, which I hope it is.
Well, hinges as if they've ever even mentioned another ZX game.
It was in the framework of making it because of that ending of ZX Advent. And it's like, and then all shit went down with Legends 3, and then
make a Mega Man X 9 that's actually a Mega Man X game and not like 7 or 8. Like a real, like, it can be whatever graphic style you want, right? As long as it controls and plays like in Mega Man X 1 through 6. Preferably the PS1 ones.
Yeah, those were
4, 5, and 6. Those were the best ones.
It has so many options.
Well, and Mega Man X1 is golden. It is great. Mega Man X1, 5, and 6. 4 was iffy. 4 was iffy. It was not bad, but
again, controversial. But I like Maverick Hunter X better than the original.
That's fine. It's an updated re-release. It's like an updated
Which is
remake.
the saddest thing, that they were planning on doing it for all of them.
I would love that.
That was their plan originally, was like Maverick Hunter X, then Maverick Hunter all the way through X6. But they didn't sell as much as they needed to.
Well, again, like the PSP, like it wasn't a failure of a handheld, but it was not the DS.
True.
If you're gonna try and like revive, and I know how you feel about consoles versus handhelds, but just on a numbers game, if you're gonna try and revive a franchise, do it on a console because more people own the console. You know what I mean? Or do it on PC because especially like if it's gonna be a low power kind of game, like not a AAA game, like if it can run on toaster, there is no excuse not to put it on PC. If it can run on toaster, anybody can play it. Everybody has a PC, whether it's for gaming or not. And if everybody can play it from any PC just about, so long as it's running a current version of Windows, yeah, there should be no excuse. When you put out a game that you're expecting, that you need to sell well, and you put it out only on a handheld, especially one that is not as big as its competitor, you're limiting yourself, and you're not going to sell what you're telling everybody you need to sell, and you're shooting yourself in the foot. Almost, it seems like the way Capcom is doing it, almost purposefully, so that they don't. Oh, we don't have to make Mega Man because now look at how bad it's doing because we're sabotaging it. That's the message I'm getting from them.
How about you go back and play the old ones because we just re-released them?
Yeah, go back and play the old ones that everybody's asking for us to make new games in the style of. How about just the same old games from the 80s over and over again?
Oh, it's odd. Capcom's going back and forth from this greedy, just awful company to like, oh, they're releasing decent shit. It's Monster Hunter and all that stuff. It's just flip-flops. You know who doesn't flip-flop, though? And he seems to be really just grasping for straws.
Who?
Atari.
Ooh.
They're not even Atari anymore. Some French people just bought it and is using the name. Nobody wanted to use the name. They just use it because it's like for nostalgia purposes.
Last I heard of Atari, the last game I saw that I played with their name on it was Tenkaichi 3.
Oh shit! Damn, that was back in the Wii days.
That was way back. It was a PS2 game that just was also released on the Wii.
Damn,
way back when.
Oof, can you imagine? Oh, and they don't even release games anymore. They just try to cash in wherever they can, you know? I told you about earlier that speaker hat thing they made.
Yeah,
and then I told you how it's designed, and then you're like, oh, what the fuck? Because you thought they were headphone hats.
I thought, like, okay, and you know, I would have bought that. I mean, I don't know if I would have bought that, but I would not think less of somebody for having bought that. Because it might, whether or not I would have bought it is a question of preference. Not a question of whether it's a good product. It's just a question of, is that something I personally want to use? When I understood what you were actually talking about, that's a douchebag hat.
Right. Just blare your music at people.
That's an asshole hat.
Oh, man. Again, all it is just it's a fucking hat with Atari because they want to sell on the name Atari. You know what else they're trying to sell with the name Atari? Your favorite thing.
Bitcoins.
That's
they're trying to sell cryptocurrencies.
Oh,
man. What is it? Atari tokens?
Atari tokens and Pong tokens.
Pong tokens? Like the game?
Yes. Like cryptocurrency to use to buy shit for a casino online.
What casino?
Those virtual casinos that you see, there are like a lot of online casinos that use Bitcoin and shit like that, but they're trying to introduce their fucking Pong coin into it.
It's just cryptocurrency in general seems so shady to me.
But this is just even worse because there's like buys cryptocurrency because it has our name on it, and people loved Atari. It's like that doesn't mean that doesn't
past tense
loved. Yes,
loved.
I'm like, how is that? Is not a way to invest money. It's like, I love this. I'm gonna put money into it. Hopefully, it's gonna pan out in the end. It's like, what do you got? We got a name. Okay.
I'm actually speechless on this one. I don't even know
what to think.
Oh no, I know what to think. I don't like it.
I know you're
but
just
I don't like cryptocurrency
anyway.
Yeah, no, because cryptocurrency in general, like the entire premise, I'm waiting for everybody to get screwed.
Which I mean, some people got screwed real hard when it dipped, and it's like, it's gonna happen a lot.
I mean, yeah, just because of its new currency, but
and you got to imagine eventually they're going to regulate it, won't they? Because people, you can't let that shit last for long. I
don't know how it can continue without screwing everybody. Like, I don't know how it can continue into a legitimate currency. I'm not saying it won't, because again, like I said last time we talked about it, there's got to be something that I'm just not understanding because I'm a layman. I am, uninitiated. I am ignorant on how all of it works. But from the layman's point of view, man, it looks so shady.
I just don't understand the concept of converting your savings account into Bitcoin, because I don't want my savings to fluctuate up and down with this goddamn market.
Well, it's like stocks.
True, but I guess people do that with stocks, but
people do that, but not their entire not if you're trying to use stocks to get rich, you don't put your entire savings on you don't bet your entire savings on a single horse.
You put it everywhere.
Well, no, you don't even put it everywhere. You just use
you find what's going to work.
You save up enough so that even a small amount of your savings is a sizable investment.
True.
You have to have a lot of money in order to play the stocks.
What you're saying is don't invest in one single stock. Invest in multiple stocks to see, just in case you have something to back you up in case something else fails.
Yeah, kind of is what I'm saying.
It's a gamble at the end of the day.
It's a gamble at the end of the day, and cryptocurrency in general, it's not like it's on its way to replacing standard government currency.
Mm-hmm.
I have not, I mean...
They're not going to let that shit stand.
No, or at least in America. I assume because America is where...
You know what's going to fuck it? It's because China's considering banning Bitcoin, and that's where most of the shit goes down.
Most of the actual money that's spent in the world is in China.
So if they shut down Bitcoin in China, you are fucked.
Cryptocurrency in general has a lot of obstacles, a lot of hurdles that it's got to jump over in order if it has any hope of replacing money. Just invest with regular money. Don't take the chance. Bitcoin, like the people that are investing in Bitcoin, they're. I'm under the impression, again, layman, ignorant. From my point of view, I get totally uninitiated. It looks to me like they don't really understand what's going on. They're young investors who are trying to make a buck off of this new thing. And they're like, yeah, they hear the news that it's kind of like stocks. It goes up and down. It's a good investment if you can get it at the right time and invest in the right space. And they're trying to invest in such a way that they can come out a little bit richer than before. And okay, go to stocks. Go to the stock market for that. Because so Bitcoin in general, it doesn't look like it's... I have no idea. For me, like, I have no clue where it's going to go.
You know what else? At least stocks don't fuck with PC gaming.
I never heard of somebody buying GTX graphics cards, NVIDIA graphics cards, so that they could play the stocks. I never heard of that before.
I mean, once it crashes, you're going to have a bunch of damaged graphics cards out there. And some poor sucker's going to get those at a discount thinking, oh, I made a bargain. No, it's fucking burned out graphics card.
Burned out graphics card. Can't even use it.
We got away from that, but basically Atari's trying to get in on that craze on nostalgia. Of all things.
Yeah, they're using their name. They're throwing their name around.
They are the douchebags of gaming right now. I would say. You know who else is a douchebag?
Of gaming?
Yes. A douchebag developer?
Let me look at that. What is...
It's a flight sim, a little flight sim company.
Flight sims.
I never got into these flight sims. There's train simulators and stuff like that. All this weird stuff.
Some of them are pretty fun.
Yeah, but I've noticed all of them happen to have so many hundreds of dollars in DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were talking about, DOA itself has massive amounts of DLC.
DOA is not a sim.
True that, but it's the same basic, like...
I could go off and... I could go off and defend the DOA 5's DLC.
No, I'm not.
But that's not the point.
That's not the point. I'm just saying, this is all these bunch of these games have so much DLC. It's like, okay, fine. People want to get more out of their game. You know what you don't want to get out of your game?
Viruses.
People stealing your passwords.
Yeah, no, I heard about that.
Yeah, this flight sim company had they had $100 DLC. And again, I'm not, I've heard that those train simulators have up to like $2,000 DLC.
Oh yeah, they can get pretty up there.
So okay, that seems standard. Whatever, it's not my thing. But what you don't do is put a goddamn virus into your DLC,
like a legitimate virus,
a fucking password stealer for Chrome.
Like not even like. So companies in the past have put out DRMs that have been like likened to viruses, that have been said like, oh, this is very virus-like. No, this is an actual virus.
It steals your goddamn passwords, and all for the name of fighting piracy.
I don't even know how. I mean, again, I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
Paper here.
I am actually speechless. How does it even? What is even their reasoning? How is their logic? How are they? Whoa, wow. Whoo, boy. Okay.
How does a password? Wait. How does it taking people's passwords determine who the pirate is when it affects everybody? Not only the pirates, it affects everyone who purchases it.
How would it even affect the pirates? Like, how could they differentiate that?
I have no idea.
What is their line of logic? Because they've been trying to put out statements and say like, oh, we're only looking for the pirates, but like, you haven't mentioned in any way how this is even going to help you to begin with.
Oh, that's generic. Okay, sorry. The company's called Flight Sim Labs.
Flight Sim Labs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played some of their games before.
Oh, God.
Some of their old like Microsoft Windows flight simulators.
But the fact they had the gall to defend it, saying, "Oh, it's DRM." No, fuck you, dude.
Well, because that's what everybody says whenever somebody's like, "Oh, you're putting viruses in our game."
But here's the thing: when you do that, like they were saying, like
it needs to actually be DRM.
Yes, and also there's ways to do it. You've seen a video game Dev Tycoon?
Yeah.
Their thing, they don't steal your passwords. They just make it so. Oh, by the way, your game is failing because of piracy. Gee, I wonder why that's happening.
Yeah.
And then when you go to complain about it, like, hey, how do I get past that? Just out yourself as a pirate.
Yeah.
And that's funny.
Oh, that's
hilarious.
There was another game that I can't remember what it was. Shit, I mean, Earthbound did it. Earthbound did it.
It would fuck with you. It would give you a shit ton of enemies.
A shit ton of enemies nonstop until you died. And weren't they like super strong or something?
It was right at the very... Oh, now here's the thing. Not only that, if you managed to just somehow just tough it out...
Oh, yeah, and you get to the end.
Right towards the end, it would fuck up, and then it would start, and your save was erased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's creative and really funny ways of handling with piracy that doesn't affect the legitimate user of your product.
So many people got affected by this. To catch one dude. They caught him. Was it worth your reputation, though?
Well, okay, they caught him. What's he doing right now? Like, so they caught him. So they say,
but they can't get any evidence because they can't. Here's the thing. The thing steals passwords. They can't get into the forum for his piracy thing because they don't have his password.
And even still, isn't that like mega illegal?
Yes, very much so.
Like, just basically any first world country would be like, no, that is super illegal to do that.
Wow. Man, these people are fucked. Who's going to trust them? I wouldn't trust them. I would not buy another single piece of DLC from them ever again.
This is just EA and Battlefront 2 all over again.
Right.
But way worse. Like, way worse.
Oof.
Can you imagine if this was EA doing this?
Right.
Like an actual big company that had a big product.
They wouldn't give a fuck. They would just roll off their backs like it's nothing.
You think so? Because even with the little thing with EA and Battlefront 2, Disney's talking about not letting them have Star Wars anymore.
True, but also recently they were like, it was like, oh, we took off the loot boxes, and now they announced, oh, they're coming back pretty soon. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about EA.
Which the case, just don't put viruses in your goddamn DLC.
Don't put viruses in anything that you want people to buy.
Jesus.
I mean,
Christ.
unless you're a criminal, in which case I hope you get caught, because that's messed up.
Now this might not be criminal, but it kind of feels like. Come on.
No, that is criminal.
No. I'm talking about a next topic we're talking about. What's a basic thing that games let you do?
Save
your progress.
Yeah. No, I know what you're about to say.
It's like what game? Usually you don't.
I know.
I know a few games like you have one save, right?
Yeah.
But usually you have a few more. In most games, you have at least 1 to 3 or 2 to 3 or more.
Well, shit. Nowadays, you have as many saves as you want.
True.
They're generated on the fly.
Exactly. But with this in mind, Konami. Konami. Yeah.
Pachinko selling.
They made their bastardization of a Metal Gear game, Metal Gear Survive. I'm not going to judge. I haven't played the game. I don't plan to anyway, but...
I had originally planned to.
Mm-hmm. Really?
I'm not going to now, though.
Oh, yeah. Now that you've heard that.
Just in general, just since they announced it, when they originally announced Metal Gear Survive, I had originally thought, okay, that... Like, everybody's upset because it doesn't have Kojima, but yeah, I'll give it a try. But, like, every little bit of news that has come out since then about it is just
tanked it.
Made me not want to, and especially the most recent news.
Oh, man. Here's what they're trying to do. So you get one save. No, you get 4 save slots.
4 save slots.
But 3 of them are locked.
3 of them are locked.
Well, how do you unlock them, you might ask?
Normally, it would be, like in any other game, you would say, okay, well, if the save is locked for some reason, some really, really dumb reason that modern game design would like really advise against doing in the first place, you would say, oh, progression or achievements or some sort of skill within the game.
Something you do that you earn it through gameplay.
If somebody decided it was a good idea, which it's not.
Never is a good
idea. To
idea.
lock your save files and keep them from you.
So Konami, they'll unlock it for you. For $10 per slot. $10 for a goddamn save slot.
That is so bunk.
Jesus Christ, man. Oh, God, what are they doing?
So, and it sucks because Konami owns some of the cooler franchises out there.
Yeah, they're stuck there.
They're stuck there. You think we'll ever get another Castlevania game?
Probably not. Maybe
we'll get Castlevania Survive now that Iga's gone.
Right, it's just a Terraria ripoff.
That hurts. Hey, it's a Terraria ripoff, but in order to make more than one character, you got to pay $10 per character.
Jesus Christ! God, what? Nobody's done that.
Why even would you do that? Like, what possible reason? Again, like with the virus DLC, right? What possible reason could you give me that would make me understand as the consumer that that's an okay thing to do?
And people say like, "Oh, it's a $40 game," but that's $30 of DLC.
It's a $40 game because it's just
just a hash together thing.
It's just a hash together thing using the MGS5 engine.
I mean, they had to do something with it, I guess, but
no, they didn't. They wanted to do something with it for a cash grab. The whole Metal Gear Survive is a cash grab.
Yeah.
Here's okay. Real quick.
With 3 big cash grabs built into it.
This is my personal, like, how I see Konami right now.
Mm-hmm.
Kojima left because Konami's a bunch of dicks.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of history to show that.
Iga left for
pretty much same reason.
Pretty much same reason. He wasn't like when Iga left. It wasn't quite as
bad.
It wasn't quite as out in the open. But no, Kojima has had very public things to say about Konami, so he left. They realized that Metal Gear is probably their biggest franchise outside of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm.
And I don't even know if Yu-Gi-Oh is even considered like particularly relevant anymore. I know they still come out with cards.
Yeah.
But in general, like as far as like video games, which is what they're supposed to be, a game company, I don't even know where they stand on that anymore. They realized that the Metal Gear name carries a lot of weight in the game community, and They want something quick to grab some cash from. So they released Metal Gear Survive using, very minimum work. All they had to do was create some new scenarios and add like a semi-crafting mechanic or whatever.
And zombies.
Zombies are already in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Were they?
Yes. Huh. They were already in Part 5.
Those specific assets with the unicorn horns.
No. But, I could make that unicorn horn in like 5 minutes in Maya.
Oh, so the zombies weren't even original. God damn.
Their animations are exactly the same, too.
Oh, wow.
Like, it is, or at least they look, from what I've seen of the trailers, they look to be the same. No, like, it's obvious that they did very little work to make this a thing. The premise of the game is just stupid. I'm down for Metal Gear being stupid. I don't have a problem with a stupid premise if that's all there was to it. But combined with everything else, like it's just makes it that much worse. Mm-hmm. It's very obvious that they're just trying to make money quick and in a cheap, quick way.
But it's such an ugly way to do it.
It is a very ugly way to do it, and it shows, and people take notice of how ugly it looks. Of how ugly it looks on their name, on the name of Konami.
I guess they just don't care, man. Whatever. Jesus.
They do care a little bit. $10 worth.
True.
$30 worth if you want all your save files.
God damn. I just... I'm getting pissed off just thinking about it. Oh. You know what else pisses me off? Fucking video games are getting targeted yet again by legislation. So, I don't know if you heard about this, but apparently lawmakers trying to make it so you pay more for your M-rated games.
Rhode Island.
In
response to the recent Florida school shooting, the high school shooting.
Which is a terrible tragedy.
It's an awful tragedy, but that's...
But there's so many issues that go before just blaming video games on it. And it always happens with that. Blame the violent video games.
Well, blame something other than yourself.
True.
Blame something.
Not the shitty parenting.
Point the finger. So that you're not the one that has to change anything. So that you don't have to change anything about your current situation that might ripple out into other things. Mm-hmm. Media and art in general is the point of least amount of what is the word I'm looking for? Resistance. Point of least amount of resistance for...
Has art always been a scapegoat for shit?
Yes. Always.
Damn.
Throughout all of history. Not even just America. Just all of history has blamed art and knowledge and just general like humanities type stuff for the evils of the world. And yeah, I mean it's really easy to blame, much easier to blame something and to point the finger than it is to just get up and deal with what you got to do. One way or the other, whichever side of the aisle you're on. True. Something's got to be done, right?
Yes.
And it's everybody agrees that something's got to be done. Nobody agrees on what it is. Fine. Much easier to point the finger than it is to actually do either of those things that either side of the aisle wants to have done.
And there's so many studies. This has been an open and shut case for a while. I mean, it's subjective, but at the same time, it's like there's been so many studies. Hey, it doesn't make you a killer. It doesn't make you violent. If anything, it relieves stress. It relieves aggression.
Yeah.
I don't see why is it playing a violent video game is not gonna fucking make you a murderer. It calms you down because you get that. What am I trying to say? Cathartic response from it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good description. Yeah, cathartic response.
And it's like I don't know. It's always been that way. Remember Jack Thompson, that motherfucker?
Joe Lieberman.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Thompson's been disbarred.
Yeah,
long
that's the
time
one
ago.
thing.
I don't know about Joe Lieberman if he's still. I haven't kept up with keep up with the news, like what's going on around the world. Not really particular about the politics Especially now that the Supreme Court a few years ago ruled that video games can't be banned because they're technically art.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So the Supreme Court made the art ruling on them, and so since then, it's basically that whole discussion of actual banning has died down, and we haven't really heard from the likes of Thompson or Lieberman. So I haven't really. I don't know if Lieberman's still doing his thing.
Well, it's just to be clear, Rhode Island's trying to make it so you pay 10% more on any M-rated game, and somehow trying to make it so that 10% is going to go towards school supplies and stuff like that. Which, I mean, that's a good sentiment, but first of all, children have no business playing an M-rated game. That's what the rating system is for.
It. The stores like GameStop, Walmart, anybody that sells an M-rated game, if a 5-year-old walks up to you with Grand Theft Auto and you're the cashier, you will get fired. And I don't know if there's any legal ramifications, but you will get fired for giving them that, for selling them that game.
And it goes back to it, like, how did this child get their hands on an M-rated game? Maybe you gave it to them.
I've been carded relatively recently, even though I'm like, I got a beard and all that. Whenever I'm shaved, whenever I look clean and I clean up, I still get carded from time to time.
Oh, tell me about it.
Just on account of like, oh, are you 17 or older? Dude, I'm almost 30.
Right.
You know? And like they're very strict about that. Retailers in general are very strict about selling M-rated games only to people who are above a legal age. And yeah, kids can't buy M-rated games to begin with.
True.
Kids can't buy them.
So I don't know where they get in their heads with this. The only way they're going to get it is because an older person bought it from, usually their parents, because they don't give a shit. They don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Like, how about fucking parents?
Well, and I don't know about other companies, but GameStop, game retailers, especially GameStop, has a policy where they do it, where if a game is rated M, or just about any, I think even T games, but don't quote me on that, but definitely M games, even though I am old enough to buy it, I've had employees tell me, listen, this is policy, I have to read this to you. It's rated M for this, this, and this, and this. Violence, sex, score, whatever, drug use, whatever. They have to list off exactly why it's rated M.
So there's no pulling one over on your mom.
There's no one pulling one over on your mom. If your mom buys you that game, she buys it for you with full knowledge of what that game is about.
It has been explicitly explained to her.
It's on the box, and the employee who is behind the register has to, at least for GameStop, has to tell her what it is. All M-rated games. This is why it's rated M. It is for mature audiences. And you know, GameStop gets a lot of flack for just general business practices, but I'm really happy that they're doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's a service to gaming. That's because the real reason these kids are playing Call of Duty and they're playing, you know, Grand Theft Auto and all these violent games is because their parents are buying it for them.
There's no two ways around that.
There's no two way, or you know, parents, guardians, grandmas, whatever. They're buying it for them.
And someone older an adult bought that M-rated game at some point in time.
Now,
and it's just it's the thing about using media to babysit your kids.
Yeah,
it's just what it is. They don't want to take the time to parent, so here, just throw the shit at them. It'll keep them quiet for a while. Don't bother to see what it is.
You know, if you're paying attention to what your kids are... I'm not a parent, and I'm not trying to tell parents how to parent. But if you're paying attention to what you're giving your kids, it should be really easy. Like Angry Birds. Mm-hmm. You know, I got a cousin who, you know, he's a kid. I think he's younger than 10. I think he's like just recently turned 7 or 8. And his parents put him, you know, give him a tablet. Angry Birds and Minecraft and stuff like that. And, you know, they basically let him, you know, babysit him with it because he is a rambunctious kid. And, you know, if he doesn't, like, he's difficult to handle. And they're both full-time working parents. Like, they're both adults. And they, you know, he has a sister. Like, they're... So, I mean, they got their plates full. Yeah. So, I mean, I understand the sentiment of using tech to babysit your kids, especially if the tech can be used in a positive way. Problem solving and learning. You know, Angry Birds is. I mean, I don't like it. I don't know how you feel about it. You don't like it either, do you?
Yeah, not really feeling it.
But I have played it, and for little kids, I could see how it could be really good to build those
problem
skills.
solving.
Problem solving.
That's
and,
what
and
games
resource
are.
management.
They are
and stuff.
problem solving, and just hand-eye coordination.
So when you're paying attention, and you're as the parent, and you're mindful of what you're giving your kids,
it's a great tool.
It's a great tool. It's a great help. I imagine as a parent, because again, I'm not a parent.
Yeah.
It's a great. I mean, it's great.
I mean, I'm not a parent,
and I've grown up on games. I turned out fine.
Yeah, same here.
And you hear that all the time, but like I really believe that when you're paying attention as the parent, it really helps. If you're gonna get your kid GTA because they're bugging you for it, that's on you.
Yeah, it's your choice at the end. Okay, I'm not a parent, but I've raised my little brother and sister since they were babies, so I kind of know the kind of mindset. And I've done my share. If there's something I don't want them to see, I don't let them see it. So in a way, I get how it works.
But that's the thing. You didn't let them see it.
Exactly. I made sure, hey, this is too much.
Put GTA in front of your little brother.
I will say my bad is letting my little sister watch RoboCop when she was 8. And
we all watched RoboCop when we were 8, though.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
True that.
And sure, whatever.
I don't know, but it was when I think about it now, and it's kind of chilling to think about when Murphy gets shot up. She was laughing her ass off at it, and I'm like, ooh, that is not the response that. Ooh,
but it was portrayed so cartoonishly. Even something like that, you could tell because they were shooting shotguns at that guy.
Yeah, there's no way he survived.
He survived nothing. He was standing. One shotgun, he would have been down on the ground. He would have flown across the room. His insides would have been outsides. He would have slime. He would have been slime. But the portrayal of RoboCop before he was RoboCop getting blown up and killed by the shotguns, that was so cartoonish and so over the top. And yeah, there was a lot of blood and stuff, but kids are smart. If something looks like it's not real, it's not real. And
if it looks too real, they'll have a visceral response to it.
I guess, yeah, sure.
I guess it's because it was so unreal she laughed at it.
And in the case of giving your kids GTA and stuff, if you think that they're mature enough for it, I mean, nobody knows your kids better than you. If you think that they really are mature enough for it and can handle it, again, I'm not going to tell you not to do it. But if you are just trying to get something to babysit and you just don't really care what it is, and GTA, that's something, shame on you. You're the problem.
And at the end of the day, regardless of all that, regardless if you don't give a shit and you give them these GTA and stuff it's not gonna make them violent. It's been proven time and time again.
Not by itself.
Not by itself. There's so many factors that go into that. There's so much shit. It's just
when I'm playing games, and when I was a kid playing games, I didn't really focus on the narrative of what I was doing. I focused on completing a task. Complete this task. And everybody's different, but I played GTA when I was a kid, before I was 17, before I could have legally bought it. Sure.
Top-down PlayStation one?
No. Vice City was my first one.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I did play it. And when I had to go shoot up some gangs or something, or go kill some cops, or whatever you do in GTA, I wasn't thinking okay, I gotta go kill these cops. I was just thinking, okay, I gotta do this thing.
Yeah.
I gotta pass this mission. My mindset was not killing cops. My mindset was beating the mission. It just so happened that the mission was killing cops, but that's not what I focused on. And again, everybody's different, but I'm of the belief that it's not really the games, the narrative of the games that gets you, especially when it's so cartoonishly overdone. But and I can't stress it enough, if you aren't parenting, if you aren't teaching your kids what the difference between real and not real, and if you're just using games as a way to babysit them and you're just giving them whatever and you're just not paying attention, shame on you. That's your fault. You are the problem.
For people who do turn out violent, they're there are so many warning signs for people to intervene before then.
Yeah.
There's so much. You've had time to figure out, hey, something's wrong. I need to sit him down, talk to him, see what's up with him. No, you just ignore it, and you're surprised when something bad happens. It's like, well, there's always warning signs for things.
Lucky Star did a bit on that too.
Really?
She was like, oh yeah, I never thought he would do that. He was always so quiet, and I never assumed. And that's what they always say.
Yeah.
He was always so quiet. He just didn't speak to anybody. I just assumed he was just a quiet guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't that how it always
It's always that way.
Oh, sorry to end it on a dour note, but it's like, God damn it, just...
I don't know. We got a whole fucking list here. Do you want to talk about one thing real quick?
What do you got? Just something to end on a happier note. Again, parent your kids and don't scapegoat shit just because you don't want to face up to what's an inherent problem with you.
Yeah, pretty much. Here, what's this Ryan Reynolds' Thunder Mouse?
Pikachu? Oh, that Pikachu movie.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu movie. This is some dumb shit.
Detective Pikachu.
So Deadpool is Pikachu now.
I'm down for that. I would have preferred
what was it, Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito, but he declined.
Apparently. His Twitter was like, I don't know what a Pikachu is. I'm like, alright.
I don't know what a Pikachu... I'd have been like, dude, that would have been great.
Just play the role. It was going to get you so much money.
Who was Phil from Hercules? What the hell is a Phil?
Hey man, Deadpool being Pikachu's pretty neat.
I don't have a problem. I mean, Ryan Reynolds, he's a good actor. He's been in some bad movies, but he's a good actor.
He picked it back up.
Well, and again, I don't really think, like, Green Lantern, Wolverine, I don't think those were his fault. I heard
funny story about that. The Wolverine thing?
Yeah.
He pissed off for an executive, and the executive is the reason they sewed his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Just to fuck with him. It's like, ooh.
That's what I'd heard. And I'd heard he was really upset about the quality of those movies. He
was so pumped to be Deadpool, and they just fucked with him. So we put his heart and soul to make sure Deadpool happened. And it's like, well, let's see how he does as Pikachu. Who knows? And it's just weird. This talking Pikachu movie that doesn't have...
Who does the voice in the game?
I don't know. I never bought it. It's not Ryan Reynolds.
Because I never liked that. That's a dissonance. I don't mind whoever does the voice. I don't care who it is. But whoever does the voice, it should be... You should try to have it be uniform.
Can you imagine if Charles Martinet is not Mario in the Mario movie?
Dude. Oh my God. Will he speak? Will Mario speak?
Mario can talk.
I know he can.
How long can he? How long can he speak in complete sentences? That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay, so
does Martinet have it in him to speak full sentences?
Oh yeah. Have you ever watched interviews with the guy where he pretends to just be Mario? His audition was in full sentences. Oh, for the original Mario part.
Okay.
And no, it sounded great. Like when there's a little interview that they do with him. Where he basically says, "Hey, I'm this guy. I'm Mario." And he explains what happened with his. He was like, "Yeah, everybody was doing Brooklyn accents, and yeah, I'm walking here, kind of Brooklyn Italian guys." And he didn't even know who he was applying for, and they put him on the spot. Okay, do your Italian Brooklyn guy, and he just did a high pitched voice,
just a stereotypical Italian guy.
Well, he did Mario.
Yeah.
And he was talking about oh, I'm a Mario. I'm gonna do a pizzeria, and here's a pizza, and here's a pasta, and here's and he was talking, and I'm like, okay, I can be behind that, but historically, at least since he's had the part, but as far as I'm aware, always, in Nintendo created media, not counting the Western cartoons, not counting the anime,
not counting the Philips CDI,
yeah, not counting them, because remember. All toasters toast. But not counting all that, Mario's never spoken. Not in complete sentences, other than the Donkey Kong Mario crossover games where he was just talking gibberish Italian.
True.
Which I would be fine with. That gibberish Italian.
I think a lot of people would not be fine with it.
Well, they're wrong. That gibberish Italian was hilarious, and I loved it. And I would be so down for an entire movie about that.
Oh, man.
I would be down for that. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. They're going to have to figure out, like, I have no clue, but they're going to have to figure out how they're going to handle dialogue.
Isn't it crazy? Nintendo's going to give Mario another shot at a movie. After they got burned so bad.
Everybody, who is it that's handling this movie? The same people who did the
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me, but what's the company called?
Is it DreamWorks? No, I don't think so. Oh God, why am I blanking on it? Let's see. Illumination.
Illumination. That's the company, and they everybody's getting upset about it. Like, oh, Illumination's taking care of Mario, and like they're gonna run it to the ground, and I'm like. Say what you will about the Minions. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we've mentioned this before on previous cast, but say what you will about the Minions, because if we haven't mentioned it here, I'm mentioning it now. Say what you will about the Minions. They are popular. For better or for worse. For better or for worse, they are popular, and everybody knows them. Their image is out there. If you were looking for like a company that can make a movie that will like get Mario's face out there and popular, yeah, they're the ones. They're the ones.
I mean, I guess, maybe, does that mean Mario's never going to show up in Wreck-It Ralph 2 then?
And on that note...
Oh, I like that movie.
I like that movie too, which is why I'm worried that he won't show up in Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Yeah, because he was one of the main things absent. Sonic wasn't even in that, like, he was a poster, wasn't he? He
was, like, on a billboard, like, on an animated TV screen.
Oh, that's it?
As a service announcement on the train stations that they were in. Or, the train station equivalent, whatever that was called.
Yeah.
But, like, he was on the box art, Sonic was, on the box art of the movie, and he had a single speaking role in the background.
Wow.
And I didn't even really get a good look at him. I'm not saying he didn't show up like at all, but I didn't get a good look at him. I didn't see him really well. I had to like point it out, like, oh, where is he? Oh, there he is. I recognize the voice, Roger Craig Smith. That's the actor that Chris. I was thinking Chris Redfield because he also plays Chris Redfield, but Roger Craig Smith, that's the voice actor for Sonic now, and I'm like, I recognize the voice. Anyway,
all right. Well, I'm just glad people wise like video game movies. I mean, animation is one way to do it, and it's like, I think that's a better way than trying to force it to be live action.
Well, especially nowadays with everything done in CG anyway.
Right.
Everything's done in like a really good CG quality 3D animation. I say CG, it's all CG, but like CG, like CGI, what we expect in CGI quality cutscenes and movies and stuff. Video games are done just in real time with that level of fidelity.
And I was saying they all have to be that. I mean, that new Tomb Raider is going to be live action, and it seems like it looks like it's just like the game, which is like, there's a thing to be said about that, with just making the game into a movie, but what can, whatever.
That Tomb Raider movie, though, I mean, remember the first one? The first game? Not the very first one by Eidos, but
the first remake one?
The first remake one? Mm-hmm. That was brutal.
Yeah.
Remember
the trailer? I'll show you the trailer later, but it seems like they're going for that without not going too far. But it seems like it's going to be okay. But again, it seems like a rehash of the same story just made into a movie.
I had once heard the death scenes of the first Tomb Raider to be, the word that was used was almost fetishized.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, they were really like.
From what you've told me earlier in confidence, these are not things you want to see. Like, I'm not even gonna bother to show you a compilation of the death scenes because they will fuck with you.
I've seen them.
Have you seen them?
I played the game.
Oh shit!
I played it.
You seen the one?
I've played all of them.
Oh,
no, I've seen all of them. I died a lot. You die a lot in that game. That's the other thing.
That's the one that fucked me up though, because that one that I'm talking about with the through the throat.
Yeah.
But that one was oddly sexualized for some reason. It's like, what the
that's fuck? What I'm saying. Like, it looks, and I feel very uncomfortable even mentioning it in this way, but like, it does. Her mannerisms, I'm going to just put it out there. The way she moves and sounds as she's dying makes it look and sound almost sexual.
And it's like,
and it's very uncomfortable to watch. And yeah, they toned it down quite a bit in the sequel.
Oh, I never played that one.
They did tone it down quite a bit in the sequel. Hopefully, they're going to follow suit with that on the movie. I do not want to see Lara Croft getting impaled by something and hearing her like moan and stuff and gasp. Ugh.
Yeah, that's not going to be okay. Well, video game movies, at least. Hopefully they get it right this time. Who knows? We never know with these things. So, on that note, that's a much happier note to end on.
They need to bring Uwe Boll back for the Tomb Raider movie.
Oh, fuck that. You know, box your ass.
He'll box Lara Croft.
Well, he can't make movies anymore because he done got his fucking tax exemptions anymore. His fucking little loophole's gone. So fuck him.
Oh, that was the only reason he was making movies too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that loophole, so he didn't have to pay anything.
How much work he went into just so that he could pay less money in taxes.
Right.
Why not just pay the tax?
Oh.
Trying to punch everybody out that tried to talk shit about him. He would challenge him to boxing match, and he would win. He would win.
Yeah, because
he was a boxer.
And it's like, fuck.
Like, what can you do? Like, he challenged you to boxing match, and you think you're going to be all hot shit, and you're going to step up and knock Uwe Boll out, and you, like, try and show him up for the poser he is, and then he beats the shit out of you. What do you do at that point? You really don't have... Because you accepted his challenge.
Right. And after many false starts or false closes, we're at the end of the podcast.
We're at the end now.
Finally.
No more
tangents.
No more segues.
Tangent the fuck out of me. Anyways, thanks Robert for joining me again.
Yeah.
This is a much happier note to end on, and we will see you on the next roundtable. All right, see you later.